Hello and welcome to the 8-Bit Show. I'm Hekla Petursson, and this is a show all about pop culture, geek culture, and the arts. Today, I have an awesome guest who's going to give us some insight on a pretty mysterious profession. Karenna Foley is a voiceover artist that has worked in gaming, animation, audiobooks, and more. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
I'm obsessed with the graphic you sent me that has all your characters around you. They're
It's
so
just a
cute.
thing voice actors do, make little posters.
I love them. The first thing I want to ask about, because especially in Richmond, we have a lot of artists, a lot of actors, and one thing that they're always wondering is, how do I get into voice acting? How do I audition for voice acting? It's so mysterious. So can you tell me how that process works? How do you audition with your voice?
Yeah, so getting auditions it looks different depending on like what stage of your career you're at.
Okay.
So I started getting into voiceover in like 2019. And at that point I was looking on like Twitter and Discord servers. There's actually like kind of a famous Discord server called Voice Acting Club, and it sounds like really generic, but it's
Yeah.
where a lot of people get opportunities, especially early paid opportunities. Um, and just like making friends online that are also voice actors, or making friends online that are like indie game developers doing like game jams and voluntary voice acting stuff. Once you start getting more into the indie scene, then it's still a bunch of things online. You could take classes with casting directors, and just kind of make connections like that.
Okay.
Then there goes the agent portion, which now I
Ooh.
do have an agent, thank God. And so I
Yay.
can get auditions from her. So I don't really have to look around so much anymore. I just get them sent to me and then do them and do them all the time.
So having an agent isn't step one. That's like a few
No.
steps in.
Yeah, because in order to get an agent like interested in you, you have to show off some kind of past work that you've done.
Okay.
You want to get practice, and like you can do like stage acting, film acting. Obviously, like all the acting goes together. It can help you.
Yeah.
Um, Once you feel like you've had enough practice experience, then you can make something called a demo reel. And that's like a minute to minute 30 clip of a bunch of different examples of like characters you can do. A lot of professional voice actors take clips of characters they've played in different shows or video games and just splice them together. But for newer voice actors, you can make your own demo reel or go to a company to make one for you. So that's what I did. Like I have a bunch of like fake scripts that we recorded and added sound design so it feels like it's in a video game or something, just to give the casting directors, because you can send those to casting directors as well, and agents, an idea of like your range, your vibe.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your headshot as a voice actor.
I like that description. It makes sense that because it's kind of like when they're like, I'm looking for entry level work, but they require 5 years of experience, and you can kind of create that experience in your own time. I think that's so smart.
Yeah, no, my first couple of demo reels I made myself with like the free YouTube library of sound effects.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know I had the privilege of experiencing you in theater in high school and in Dungeons and Dragons campaigns. And I remember always thinking like the characters you were speaking as, I could like eat up. Like they just made so much sense in the world that they were in. My next question is one thing that a lot of people, even if they're not interested in voice acting, it crosses their TikTok or their Facebook or their YouTube that they see behind the scenes of these live sessions. Maybe someone's in the booth or with a microphone. They seem really stressful to me. Can you describe how a live recording session would go?
So yeah, I do know a lot of voice actors that are freaked out by live sessions because it's such a like you can hide in your closet and be a secret kind of person kind of job. But I, like you said, grew up with theater and being in
Yes.
front of people all the time. So I really like the live sessions because it feels like I'm actually interacting with people and
Mm.
alive rather than
Yeah.
just like recording things into the ether. Um, Live sessions are wild. I have yet to have one that's like in an actual studio. I've done everything from my closet so far.
Yeah.
Um, but like I have a session tonight, and because of the time zone, it doesn't start until 9 p.m. So that's one of the
Wow.
realities of sessions is that you don't really get to choose what time they are.
Ooh.
Um, it's usually like really chill, honestly. You get
Mhm.
on a Zoom call, you get connected to this thing called Source Connect or what's the other one? Session Link,
Okay.
which essentially allows the sound engineer that you're working with to kind of take control of your audio remotely. I don't really understand
Oh.
entirely how it works, but like
Yeah.
it's cool. Um, and you just like you get direction over that Zoom call. They'll share their screen with the script.
Mhm.
Uh, that's another thing, especially with video games. You do not get the script beforehand. It is pretty
Whoa.
much entirely cold reading,
Oh my gosh.
which is also kind of stressful. Um, like the one I'm doing tonight, I don't have the script for. I'll get
Wow.
it when I log on.
Do you
Uh,
have like, do they give you a sense of what the character is, or is it completely blind?
Um, at least for ones that I've done, I auditioned for the character, so I do know what the character is going in. And this is actually a pickup
Okay.
session for a video game that I've already done, so I'm like kind of
Ooh.
stepping back into it. Um, but I think for some, especially for like if you're doing multiple NPCs or something, you
Mhm.
really have no idea what to expect going in. So I'd say of all of the like art forms, this one is
Mhm.
probably a step below improv in terms of like you just got to be on your toes all the time.
Wow. That's especially crazy to hear because some of those lines, like NPC lines, might be the most memorable, iconic line from a game.
Yeah, yeah, and most of them, a lot of them for like Walla or loop groups, which are like the voices you hear in the background, are
Yeah.
entirely improv. I had a couple friends that
Whoa.
did that for what was it, Spider-Man 2, I
Mhm.
think. And
Wow.
literally it's just like a dozen people in a giant room with one microphone in the middle, and they're just walking circles around the microphone talking.
That's so funny.
Yeah, like they don't have lines. They're just like, okay, you're in New York.
Yeah.
Talk now.
Whoa. So then you've kind of already mentioned a big one, but are there any other notable differences between games, books, and what have you?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, the big difference for audiobooks is that if you're narrating, you don't stop talking ever, and it takes so long. Um, Luckily, with the ones that I do with graphic audio, it's more like a podcast where
Okay.
each character in the book has their own actor. So you
Ooh.
don't have to be saying every single word. Um, with video games, that's where, at least in my experience, most of the like blind reading of the script has come in, where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm
Yeah.
stepping into. I'm excited. I'm scared. um, and animation, it kind of differs because there's animation, like Western prelay animation, and prelay just means they record the voices before they draw it. And
Mhm.
then anime, like the animation already exists and you're dubbing over the mouth flaps,
Oh,
as they call
yeah.
it.
Wait, what did you say
Um,
they're called?
Mouth flaps.
That's so specific.
That is the technical term. You want
Wow.
to match the mouth flaps. Um, so like for Western prelay animation,
Mhm.
I'm not sure about like how far in advance you'll get the script, but that one's like you have a lot more freedom, like improv. You can add things, you can take things away,
Okay.
talk through it with your director, and sometimes even be in the booth with other actors at the same time.
Ooh.
Whereas anime is like these localization teams have spent so long
Yeah.
translating and making sure that these things line up, and you have to time it exactly right. You'll have a time code that they're playing on the like Zoom call with you that matches the
Whoa.
latency of your internet to make sure that like you're getting it exactly and you're watching it as you're dubbing over it. And it's wild.
That sounds so intricate.
Yeah, it's complicated. And then commercial, you're trying to sell something, but you're not trying to sell something. Like they're always like,
Okay.
you want to sound like you're talking to your friend or you're giving someone advice at a table at a restaurant. And meanwhile, the script is like, buy this new car. It's on sale. This so it's just the thing with commercials is I feel like it's an exercise in trying to sound as genuine as possible with a script that doesn't.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of have to make what you can out of it.
Pretty much,
Now,
yeah.
you did mention the audiobooks, and I want to
Mhm.
ask because I totally freaked out when I saw this online that you worked on an audiobook that was in the process of getting nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
Can you talk? I didn't even know that audiobooks were in the Grammys, so
I
I'm
didn't
all
either.
ears.
I found out when everyone else found out. Like we had no idea this was happening at the time. This was
Wow.
like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, something. I, in the graphic audio versions, voice Elaine Artron in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Ooh.
And the novella, A Court of Frost and Starlight, was like, it was on the Grammy recommended list. So it was like one step away from being officially nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I don't know who sent that in,
Yeah.
but it was quite exciting
That's
when that
so
happened.
cool. It's also such an iconic series. Like
Yeah.
the series itself is cool and the nomination is like a little step above that. That's
No,
awesome.
that series, I did one really, really small role with graphic audio before I did A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I consider that one to be like my baby, my first
Yeah.
big one, because it was only my second job I had done with them.
Mm.
And I was still in college when I got the audition for it. I was literally like,
Wow.
I was walking to the dining hall after one of my classes. I was sitting under a tree I was on the phone with my mom, and I just see my email and just start freaking out. And of course, my mom is like, what's wrong? And I'm
Yeah.
like, A Court of Thorns and Roses just like contacted me essentially.
That's so
And then
cool.
it's just history from there, I guess. It's
That's so
weird.
cool. Very iconic, I would say.
Yeah.
Now, before we started this interview, you mentioned something funny about the importance of Granny Smith apples. I would
Yes.
love for you to share what this importance was.
So when you're acting with your voice and you're near a microphone at all times, sometimes your mouth can get dry or just like you start hearing like unsavory sounds from your mouth into the microphone, like you feel like you can hear your tongue or your cheeks or something, just
Ugh.
things generally call mouth sounds.
Mhm.
And they have found, I don't know who that is, that Granny Smith apples, just a single bite from those apples specifically,
Mhm.
just completely eliminate those sounds. And so I've learned that professional studios in Dallas, in Los Angeles, will keep a little basket of Granny Smith apples in there for you, just in
That's
case.
so random. I feel like Granny Smith apples should be like a new mascot for voiceover.
No, literally, yeah. My That's funny actually, because my agency's logo has an apple in it. I don't think that's why, but what if it is?
It could be. We could make it a thing.
Yeah.
Last but not least, I'm upset because I would love to dive further into this, but we're
I
wrapping
know.
up. Oh, what is your favorite project right now? Because I'm looking at your graphic and I'm obsessed with all of the characters I'm seeing, and I need
Yeah.
to know if there's a one special one to Karenna.
Yeah, it's funny actually. I forgot to put this one on the graphic. Um, right now, my favorite project that I can legally talk about, because there are ones that I would love to share that I
Yeah.
cannot.
Ooh.
Um, my favorite right now is an audio drama called The Bardic Hearth. It
Ooh.
is available on all podcasting platforms. It is similar in the vein of graphic audio. It is a, a story. Each character has a different voice actor. There's music, there's sound effects. It's
Ooh.
just incredible. And I don't know how relatable, not relatable. Uh, this is Richmond, right? You're in Richmond.
Yes.
Well, for people that aren't in Richmond, I will be at LA Comic Con with the cast of the Bardic Hearth on
Wow.
September 27th. If
Okay.
anyone finds themselves there, you can come talk to us. But yeah, it's one of the most fulfilling projects I've ever been a part of, and I love it so much.
That's
And
so
our season
exciting.
finale comes out in 3 weeks.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wait, so you said Bardic. Is it Dungeons and Dragons inspired? What's the
Yeah,
vibe?
it's kind of D&D inspired. Our tagline usually says for fans of Dungeons and Dragons and the King Killer Chronicles.
Love it.
Um, yeah, it's very fantasy. It's original lore, but stuff that's inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. You got elves, you got dwarves, and like moon goddesses and
Yay.
stuff. It's so good.
Sweet.
So
Okay,
good.
then for people who want to follow up on this project, other projects you're doing, where can they find you?
I am just at Karenna Foley on Instagram, on Twitter /X, whatever you call it, on LinkedIn, if that's your thing.
Gorgeous.
Um, yeah, those are the only ones that I'm like active on.
That makes sense. Okay. And then, of course, your website's beautiful, and that's
Thank you.
karennafoley.com. I saw the resume. You can hear the voice acting on there too. Yeah, I love your website, so I hope people check it out.
Thank you. I spent so long on it.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Karenna.
Of course.
Cool. And she told you where to find her. Go check out Karenna Foley, especially if you're interested in voice acting or you just want to keep up on projects. And I'll see you in the next episode.